Hi everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph. Pleased to meet everybody who's new, because I know I've had a few subscribers this week. Thank you very much for those that have. Anyway, today I thought I'd work on my root over rock Chinese Elm. Now, I don't think I've had this one on the channel yet, so let me show you it. Here we go. So, as you can see, it is a generic S shape, so I do not mind these ones, not as long as they're styled correctly. And yes, I know the S shape is a style, but when I mean styled correctly, I mean it's not just your generic, like it comes off and then goes boop, like this with all the branches. I mean, they do have a nice little bit of taper here, there and everywhere, and everything just goes flowing nicely. Not just it's come straight out of the box and it's all just, don't really like that. It has to have the right movement, and we've put that in it ourselves. So everything is right. And as I say, when I mean the right movement, I mean if you look at my branches, let me just say, just here, you can see it comes along and it's got the right sort of movement. It's just not coming off and then goes just like that, is what I mean. So it's got a nice little movement, and all my branch structure does this. When we trim it, there you go, you see it better now there. So it comes up and then goes down and it moves left to right as well as not just goes, which I don't like. So, getting back to where I am, it's got the right styling, it's got the right movement, it's got the right taper in all the right places. So I do like it. When it's done proper, I like the S shape. That's where I'm going, right? So I need to stop waffling. So I've not shown you this one on the channel before, but it is, as I say, is a root over rock. The rock is buried because it's a root over rock, because when I come to do the repot on it, let me put it down. When I did the repot on it last year, the roots weren't particularly nice, and the only way I went forward with it is if I threw a rock underneath, and that's how I went with it. Don't particularly like the whole style of root over rock unless it warrants it. I wanted to start with that. That was my decision, but this one forced my hand. Yeah. So today, when we're going to be looking at this, is all I want to do is give it a nice trim back, because spring has arrived, everything's flushed with growth, and it has pushed the growth everywhere, as a Chinese elm tends to do. And we need to just go in there and just get all the cracks and crevices where them growth has emerged, and we need to just remove that, cut it back, and get all the growth where it has emerged from in the right places. That's what we want to do today. So we're going to give this lovely thing a bit of a haircut. Oh, and while we're at it, them wires, I need to trim them off, because just here it's starting to bite into this top root, which is, move this out of the way, there's the rock, it's starting to bite over this root. You can see the rock there. So I wanted to just snip them off as well. So I'll give you a little flyover. So let's get into this. By the way, if you get some wind noise, I am sorry. We are flustery. We're very blustery over here. As you can see, my hair's going everywhere. It's very blustery over here, but then we've got intermittent sun, which is crazy UK weather. That's the norm over here. So let's get into this today. Let's get working on it. Just going to show you the bottom of where the wire is. Now, as you can see, if I just move these stones around on the soil, there we go, nice and close in. So this wire here is now, if I leave it any longer, it's going to start biting. There we go, it's just going to start biting further and further onto that root, and I don't really want it getting any worse. So we're just going to snip those off. What if I get you spinning around? Let's move this branch out the way. You can see all the roots are now starting to develop and engulf this rock. So we've got another one nicely here. Let's move all this out the way. So you've got all this here starting to, as I say, take hold of the rock. I did a repot on this last spring, so this has all been in this pot 12 months now. So yeah, there we go, just coming round, and that's the bottom, that's the base of it. ideally, so when it was in the original pot, it was potted up all the way up to here. So when I came down, as you can imagine, I was getting quite excited. Got down to it and I thought, oh yes, we've got a nice little flare going on. And then we got here, and then my root system sort of like got progressively worse. As you can see, as it goes in here, it then emerged. I've got one section here and one section just over there. And obviously you can't see further under, but yeah, it forced my hand, so you can just about see the air gap right through. There you go. So you can just about see the air gap just through there. Oh, there you go, it's even worse there. So it splits into two, and I thought the best course would be maybe slide a rock underneath and let it straddle the rock. And then if that doesn't work out, maybe in the future I'll come across here and try an air layer there, because that's where it starts to get a nice bit of a flare. And we'll see if we can ground layer or something there later on. If not, we'll have a nice root over rock. Well, that was the hope anyway. So the tree overall in general is a nice little S shape. So that is the front. Let me just put you on there. I'll get your front on. So that's the front. It's nice S shape, comes up. I've got the first branch all nicely in position. Might need to come down just a tiny little bit, but it's nice enough. It comes along. I've developed the second branch over here. It comes over. I've got a branch that comes down just off it here. Then the main goes across, and then up into the canopy. I've got these sections. Spin you around, you can see through to the back. There's the leader. All the branches just in here. And that's the back section. So it's nice enough as a tree. And as I say, I ideally wanted it there without the rock. And it would have been nice enough. But we'll gather our thoughts later on when it comes to another repot next year and see how it goes. If it doesn't take us root over rock and it looks nice enough, you know, air layer is the option. But I'm going to stick at it, check the next repot, adjust the rock, and then give it another 2 years, let it develop some more. And then in the 2 years after that, I will make the decision whether or not to go ahead and air layer it. For the time being, I just want to come in and just neaten all the foliage up. Anything that's growing upwards like this, we're just going to go in and snip off. And then if there's anything in the cracks and crevices, we're just going to remove. Just going to neaten the tree up today. So a nice little short video. That's it. So we'll put you on a tripod and do a quick trim. Now this shouldn't be too long of a video. So we're just going to go in, just give it a nice little haircut. Just going to bring everything back nice and neat. Nothing too drastic. As I say, just go in. Anything that's in the wrong places, just going to go in, snip off. That's going up that way. Take that out. So nothing too drastic, as I just say. So what we're doing, just coming in, making nice easy corrections, pulling it all back. Just going in, making sure everything's nice and tidy. Anything growing up or it's too close into the tree itself, or just reducing. Anything growing up, as I say, we'll just take out. Just pull the growth back. Don't want it growing too wild and unbearable. So this section's just all growing up. It's all too close into the main part of the tree. All these sections growing up. Just lose them. Now this all needs reducing as well further back, but for the time being, I'm just bringing it in, giving it a nice cut. Just so we can see what we're doing. And we know we're not going to need all that length, so just quick snip in there. Just like that. And the thing with Chinese elms is, as I say, once they do sprout out, they'll sprout out from every direction. Chinese elms are such vigorous growers. You do a cut back, they'll just push out the growth absolutely everywhere. You'll have so much choice. You don't know what to do with it. So you can see already that just that quick little trim that we're doing has already opened it right up, and you can see straight in. I mean, I've just taken all this off already, just some little trimmings. And this will back bud again profusely just off this. There you go, that's the front, and as you can see, it's already starting to take better shape. So if we want to go proper detail, we need to take that one off. It's going too far out. And there, and there. Probably needs coming further back. If anything, the whole thing needs coming off. So when it comes to this bit, you probably noticed I was just lining it up. So at the ends, when you come to padding it, you should always try and pad into like an arrowhead. So this is the point, so you should want to try and triangulate it. So if you think of a pair of scissors, this is your point, and you want to try and make it, so if you think of that as your point, into a triangle. So still think of your point is in the middle here, and then you want to make it into a triangle like that. So triangulate your pad. So the pad top is here, and then I was trying to triangulate it out this way. That's what I was doing. So if I turn it back that way, my point was here, so then I was trying to cut in that way, and then from there cut it out that way, so my pad would then come like that. So it might look a bit rough now, but later on that's how it'll be coming to develop. So I just need to take that little bit off, and I'm going to reduce just there. So that is my new leader. You just reduced it properly. I've got side branch. I'm sorry for the wind. You probably all hear it really bad compared to me. Let that die down. There we go. So new leader, side branch. Just took that off and neaten that up. And this back branch here. Just going to come in, and I think we need to take this one back just there. This side branch has got to go. So I think we've done all the cuts in the right places, pulled everything back correctly. Let's get rid of that bit there. So I know it looks pretty bare again, but we've got everything cut back. We've got it all removed from where we don't need it. So that'll flush growth again back, pushing it all back in. So I'll have to redo it again in a couple of weeks. But we need to remove this stub. I've missed this one. There we go. I've got a previous stub there. Let's take that one off. So that'll push growth again further back in. Now we've just trimmed that off. Now the only issue I think I might have, got a wee stub there. I just need to get rid of. And there. Yep, happy with that. So as I'm just saying, it's gonna rebud again, push more buds out. So with them ones we've just cut, it'll force buds further back in, and then we'll just look again if there's anything pushing too far down. But generally on the whole, it'll push further in here where we've just cut, pushing more branches in all these sections which we want, and then we just rework it. But generally quite happy with that. It's coming along nicely. This one's probably a little bit too long from looking down on it. I think I will just come in and go there for that snip. But other than that, I think everything else is just about where I want. And as you can see with my branch structure, compared to how you get it from the big box stores, when I mentioned you usually get the branches and they just curl right down like that. Mine go in a nice zigzaggy, nice taper all the way around. In fact, let me get you on a closest look. You can see there, everything's nice and angled. None of it's got this artificial wire angled down, curled. It's all nicely clip and grown. So an S shape can be done nicely if you spend the time, clip and grow, putting that movement in it. So I started off with the trunk as an S shape, cut all the branches off to a certain point, and then I let them regrow and I did clip and grow on them, and I let them develop into some nice little movements, as you can see. That's a nice little trim for you today. The Chinese Elm is all trimmed up and looking quite cool now if you have a good look at it. So you can see right through, it's got a really good shape to it now. Everything's set, ready to go for the future. And I didn't show it on camera, but I did get rid of those wires that were obstructing my roots. So if I get you in there, you can see it did strangle the root a little bit. Just across here I've got a bit of a wire mark, nothing it won't recover from. So yeah, there we go, all done. If you enjoyed this one, please do give me a thumbs up, because I really appreciate it, and it helps the algorithm out on YouTube to push me channel over to everybody else who hasn't seen me yet. Get me some more subscribers and push the channel. Let's grow. And thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next video. I'm not sure what the next one's going to be, but I'm sure you're all looking forward to it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. See you, everyone. Bye.